Good morning. 20 years ago, I went on a pilgrimage to the homeland of the poet Sappho to the island of Lesbos in Greece. A few months ago, when I attended the digital poetry group of the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Restoration, Ken asked me what I meant when I used the word pilgrimage. I replied that it was just like a religious pilgrimage, except in a poetic context. Sandy, who was also in the group, asked me what drew me to Sappho. As an adult, after coming out as a lesbian in my early 20s, I saw Sappho as the pinnacle, in my mind, the connection between pre-written matrilineal history and then later history, sometimes referred to as the patriarchy, in which she was preserved, perhaps in no small part because she echoed Homer. Sappho was, perhaps, one of the first Western poets to place herself firmly in the center of her poem, in the center of her own existence, and in ours. Shortly after the poetry group, I began learning Greek. The Greek language has long interested me. As a writer, I have an interest in improving my brain and learning the characters and structure of a language that will allow me to go deeper in my writing. I also have a memory of going into a bookstore in Athens and asking for the poet Sappho in her native language. The poetess, the proprietor, responded, "Sappho." I nodded, and then he disappeared into the back room and brought out a slim volume of Sappho's work written in classical Greek with a modern Greek translation. And so, now, by learning Greek, I am taking the first step to being able to read this volume. Learning Greek also brings back memories from that pilgrimage and remembrances of snatches of the language that used to get around. Learning Greek brings me joy, as much joy as reading good poetry. I'm going to end by reading a poem that I wrote on that trip to Greece, which is published in the book titled A Woman Alone. It is a poem written for, perhaps, this exact moment in time when self-reflection and joy are essential. A woman alone hears darkness rising in cloaked incantation, bearded in black robes, priests caught in their own shadows. A woman alone descends into courtyards, their candles ablaze with their own light. Namaste.